Hello and a very good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's market outlook. Edmund here. So we had a very exciting and volatile past three market days from Monday to Wednesday. And for today, we are looking at the Thursday, 13th of August 2020. Let us have a look and see what is coming up for from the economic calendar today. And then we will be having a look at the technical charts to forecast some movements for major currency pairs and also for gold and oil prices. So from Australia this morning at 9:30 a.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time, Australia released unemployment rate numbers, which came in at 7.5% versus market expectations of 7.8% unemployment rate. Excuse me. Okay, so this morning's economic data from Australia. Again, it was announced at 9:30 a.m. and basically didn't have much impact on. Okay, here we go. 9:30 a.m. Unemployment rates coming in at 7.5%, and employment change also improved by 114,000 jobs versus market forecast of 30,000 jobs. So this is the news. The theory would be that it should be strengthening the Australian dollar. We are just looking at the Australian dollar now. Well, there was not much of an impact upon the announcement at 9:30 a.m. Okay, it actually pushed it down by about just 20 pips. Okay, so nothing exciting there at the moment. Okay, so moving to the next economic data coming up this afternoon. This will be the German final consumer price index data coming out at 2 p.m. And towards the evening session, we will be having the usual US unemployment claims numbers at 8:30 p.m. together with monthly import prices. And tonight we will be having the natural gas storage data coming out at 10:30 p.m. And that will more or less wrap up the economic calendar economy data for today. So the ongoing saga is still on the US negotiations between the Democrats and Republicans on continued stimulus financial aid for the US economy. So basically yesterday the US dollar weakened from a 1 week high on Wednesday after the discussions did not make much progress, and we do see the US dollar pushing back down from a resistance on the 4-hour charts. Okay, here we go. On a resistance on the 4-hour charts, and it pushes back down to, okay, here we go. Okay, from a resistance of 93.81, currently it's supporting at 93.11, and we will see in detail shortly where the US dollar is likely to go. Okay, so for yesterday, the US dollar consolidated again after there was no progress on the latest financial aid program for the US economy. And also for yesterday at 2 p.m., we had a set of economic data from the UK showing that Britain's economy shrank by a record of 20.4% in the second quarter of 2020. That was the time the coronavirus lockdowns was at its peak. Okay, and of course the Bank of England forecasted that it will take until the final quarter of next year 2021 for the British economy to regain some form of stability or recover to its previous size. Okay, unemployment in the UK is expected to rise sharply towards I believe beginning from this quarter until the fourth quarter of this year. Okay, so let us have a look at the technical charts analysis to understand what has been happening over the last 3 market days, and also to forecast today's likely direction and movements. So again, the US dollar has been consolidating, going sideways. Yesterday we saw the US dollar coming down at about 1 p.m. after hitting the resistance on the 4-hour charts. It came down at about 1 p.m. and it was weak throughout the whole trading day, only recovering marginally towards the late US trading sessions. Okay, so yeah, in other words, the US dollar was mostly consolidating and back on the UK pound chart. as the US dollar was weakening at about 1 p.m. We do see a similar pattern of over here, the UK pound finding support at 1.3015 levels and then moving up from 1.3015 to a high of 13066, moving up 50 pips, and towards the US trading session, it comes down another 50 pips, and again it was mostly consolidating. It was mostly consolidating within the 60 pip movement. Okay, from the tip of the top until the bottom is 60 pips movement. So it was moving down, up, down, up, down, up for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this morning the sixth cycle pushing up again. So that altogether would be about 6 cycles times 60, about 360 pip movements altogether from yesterday until this morning. Okay, so moving to the euro dollar. The euro dollar is currently testing again. You can see over here as the US dollar was weakening, we do see the euro dollar strengthening from 1.1713 all the way to a high of 1.1816, going up 100 pips. And then this morning it pushed up again to test the resistance. So currently, again, depending on how the US dollar will move today, there's a chance that you can find support here and push back up, or you can look to push back down further, but there's a high chance that it can sustain at these levels as long as it doesn't break these current support levels at 90. Well, I was put it at this low, 93.16. Okay, so that it can support at these levels. There's a high chance can go up again. If it breaks this support level, we may be looking at it to go down to 92.92 levels. Okay, so similar patterns for the UK pound. If the US dollar manages to find support and move up, we could be seeing the UK pound finding some resistance here and coming down towards the next support levels of 1.3016, which is 41 pips to the downside. And if the US dollar doesn't hold and pushes down, we could be seeing the UK pound pushing up to a next level of 1.3085. Okay, so that's about 31 pips to the upside. Back on the euro dollar, currently the support levels are at 1.1781, which is 25 pips to the downside, and the immediate resistance is very near at 1.1816. Possibly, if it does have any strength to go up, we will be looking for it to go up towards the 1.1830 levels. Okay, another 25 pips to the upside. So it could be pretty tight range for the euro dollar in terms of movement. And moving on to moving on to gold prices. Gold prices, after the steep drop on Tuesday, for yesterday, it also dropped in the morning session, moving down about $64, and towards the afternoon session, it moved back up about $69, and towards the late US trading session, it came back down another $40. Okay, so currently the support levels would be at 1907.76, which is about $31 to the downside, and the current resistance will be at $1,950, which is about $9 to the upside. Okay, if it does push up further, we could be looking at the tip here, 1950. If it does push up further, we could be looking at 1956 levels to the upside. Okay, so on silver prices, silver prices. So as you can see, silver prices are also following or mirroring the behavior of gold prices. Yesterday it came down to find support at $23.98, and then pushed up to a high of $26.20, and currently this has also gone quiet. Okay, oil prices is still trading in a consolidative range, from a low of $41.68 to a high of $43.09, moving up about $1.40. So last point to note, the S&P 500, after pushing down on late or early morning on Tuesday, okay, pushing down, it found some consolidation, and yesterday it pushed back up to touch a high of 3,388. This was before the pre-pandemic levels in February. It was at a high of 3,386. So, in a nutshell, the US equity markets has recovered pretty well, over the last 3 months or so, and has recovered all its losses pre-pandemic levels. Okay, so we'll watch and see whether it can push up further, or would this be a strong resistance again for it to come back down. So that about wraps up today's market update. We already had a very exciting first 3 market days on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, both for the currencies. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so currencies was mostly ranging. Okay, including the US dollar pushing up and then going sideways. UK pound pushing down, still trading within the low range, and also the euro dollar trading within the consolidative range. So I hope you guys have a good trading day ahead, and I'll see you again tomorrow for the latest market updates. Stay tuned.